I almost decided against even making this video because the Mueller report reported Trump was innocent nearly a month ago now. But with them set to release the Mueller Report documentation publicly on Thursday, April 18th, maybe it will be more topical than I first thought. I also wanted to do this video because whenever I see the people on the left commenting on how they don't believe the Mueller Report or they don't need it to know that Trump is a traitor, I am just awestruck. For over 2.5 years now, the left have been clinging to the idea that the Mueller Report would finally be Trump's downfall. They constantly said the Mueller Report would, at best, get Trump indicted and even convicted, or at the very least, get him impeached. Now, after we, as a nation, have spent tens of millions of dollars in taxpayer money, they have found nothing to indicate Trump colluded with Russia to win the election in 2016. But now the left refuse to accept these findings. What's interesting is that during the presidential election season, Trump was the one concerned that the election might be rigged.
Well, Donald Trump is taking heat for his persistent claim that the election could be rigged. One of those lashing out at him is Washington State Secretary of State, who calls Trump's claims irresponsible.
The left were the ones saying that he was insane, and Obama even took to the media to say how impossible it is to rig these elections.
Of course the elections will not be rigged. What does that mean? Sometimes folks, if they lose, they start complaining that they got cheated.
There is no serious person out there who would suggest somehow that you could even rig America's elections. And so I'd advise Mr. Trump to stop whining and go try to make his case to get votes.
The left then collectively said that the country must accept the results of the presidential election.
This is a mindset. This is how Donald thinks. And it's funny, but it's also really troubling.
Okay.
No, that is not the way our democracy works. We've been around for 240 years. We've had free and fair elections. We've accepted the outcomes when we may not have liked them. And that is what must be expected of anyone standing on a debate stage during a general election.
During the race, Hillary Clinton had her famous email scandal where she deleted 30,000 emails from her personal server that she illegally used to discuss sensitive and top-secret material. When her server was hacked, it was revealed that she was actually breaking the law. It was also revealed that she rigged the primaries against Bernie Sanders. Rigging the primaries against Bernie had Bernie supporters everywhere extremely angry because everyone knew it was true. The whole scandal was discovered in the emails released by WikiLeaks, and WikiLeaks currently stands at 100% in their fact-finding. But the left-owned media didn't care about the content of the emails or the rigging, and they decided to attack the fact that Hillary was hacked at all instead. That was their first attempt at saving Hillary. The polls were their second attempt. When Election Day came and Trump won, it was despite the fact that it contradicted what the lying media and polls had been saying and pushing for months prior. They all claimed that Hillary had a 92% chance of winning the election, but that was simply designed to make Republican voters feel it was pointless to go to the booths and vote.
You realize Hillary doesn't have to do anything to beat Donald Trump. She just has to run out the clock. She should just sit in a tree like Rue in the Hunger Games, just waiting for everything to finish.
Once Trump won, in typical Democrat fashion, they completely flipped on their stance that the country must accept the results, and they quickly went on a never-ending campaign to try and delegitimize Trump's presidency. This led them to go back to what Trump was saying about the elections being rigged. They claimed it was him signaling for Russia to interfere. What an insane reach that was. But their mindless sheep fell for it because they chose to believe whatever their ringleaders say and the fact that they apparently have very short memories. So why did the DNC choose Russia? Well, Obama had already been warned that Russia might meddle, but he chose to do nothing. Why did he do nothing? Because Russia was colluding with Hillary. And recent reports now reveal that the Ukraine meddled on her behalf as well. To put it plainly, Hillary Clinton cheated and used Russia, Ukraine, and the media to help her win, and she still lost. The DNC then used the story to their advantage by lying and framing Trump with it to help not only delegitimize him, but also to bury Hillary's email scandal and the fact that she rigged the primaries against Bernie Sanders. I remember all of this clear as day. This all transpired right in front of our eyes, and yet the Democrat voters fell for the new lie hook, line, and sinker. One of the biggest political hoaxes of a generation, and the left never even questioned it. And the media jumped on board the lie without hesitation. They went along with it even though they knew it was a lie. CNN and Van Jones were both caught on camera saying the Russia-Collusion story was nothing.
Then why is CNN constantly like, Russia this, Russia that?
Because it's ratings.
Because it's ratings?
But honestly, you'd think the whole Russia is just like
I mean, it's mostly Right now, like, we don't have any big giant proof. I just feel like they don't really have it, but they want to keep digging. And so I think the president is probably right to say, like, look, you are witch hunting me.
Or in Van Jones' own words, it was a nothing burger.
Hey, man. The Russian thing is just a big nothing burger. Really? You don't think that there's nothing there you can do?
But here we are, and instead of seeing through the lies, the left went on a rampage demanding Mueller's investigation. It was all they talked about for 2.5 years, costing us tens of millions of dollars, but when they didn't get the results they wanted, suddenly the report meant nothing to them. What poor losers and hypocrites. The Democrat voters refused to believe the simple fact that it was all a lie fabricated to save Hillary and hurt Trump. What's worse is that it was actually the Democrats that colluded with Russia. It was the left that lied to the American people. It was the left that weaponized the media. It was the left that cost the taxpayers tens of millions of dollars. And it was the left that weaponized the FBI and other organizations to not only spy on Trump during the campaign, but also to conduct an investigation of him without basis. Legally, they are supposed to investigate a crime that leads to an individual. Instead, they investigated Trump, hoping it would lead to a crime, which led to the raid of the office and home of Trump's lawyer, Michael Cohen. It also led to arrests based on perjury and nothing to do with collusion. But of course, the left made it out to be more evidence of collusion, when the fact is, if they didn't fabricate a crime, there could not possibly have been perjury. Now, everyone on the left claims Mueller's report is not only irrelevant, but that it has redactions to save Trump. No, idiots, it has redactions because it has confidential and top secret information in it, which they had from their investigation. The DNC are well aware of this fact, but they also know by publicly demanding the full release, it gives the illusion that they want full transparency. Then when it's denied, because it has to be denied, they can add to the illusion that the redactions protect Trump. It is all posturing and theatrics to feed their herd of brainwashed voters. What does it take to make Democrat voters realize their party is corrupt, that it is filled with thugs, hypocrites, cheaters, and liars? What will it take to make Democrat voters wake up? Now here's the biggest irony of all. After 2.5 years of accusing Trump of colluding with foreigners to win the presidential race, a recent poll indicates that 53% of all Democrats want illegal aliens to have the right to vote. They literally want foreigners to help decide our elections because they believe most will vote Democrat. If that isn't hypocrisy, then nothing is. Wake up already. #walk away. If you like this video, go ahead and click the thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to be updated with new content.